Buenos dias, y'all. Dave Haynes here, saving you money on your shipping. Today we're talking about international shipments, and I'm going to give you 5 things you need to know to be an international shipping wizard. Let's jump right in. Number 1, customs acts logically. You have to keep in mind that the difference between a shipment from Phoenix to Memphis and a shipment from Phoenix to Mexico City is that there's a border there. And at the border, there's customs. Customs and Border Patrol is what we call it in the U.S. Customs' job is to protect the interests and the businesses that are in the country where you're at. So Customs follows laws that have been enacted by their country to protect those businesses. So how do they protect those businesses? Well, they protect them through the assessment of taxes for goods coming in or duties if those goods are protected goods. So let's take an example. Let's say Chile sends out a lot of grapes. A lot of grapes you find at the store come from Chile. So Chile might have laws that protect the grape industry in their country, that protect those farmers. So if I'm in the U.S. and I get a purchase, somebody says, I want to buy some grapes from the U.S., and I send those grapes to the U.S., there's likely to be taxes and duties on those grapes that are assessed by the Chilean customs that protect those farmers that are selling grapes in their country. And so in every country that you're going to, that's what customs is trying to do. They're trying to determine what is this product that's coming into my country, and is there anything in my country that I need to protect? Are there any laws that are protecting the people that are producing these goods in my country? And if there are, then I'm going to assess duties and taxes for that. So when you give them that information, or when you send that shipment to them, they have to have enough information so that they can make that determination. Number 1, what is this product? And number 2, exactly what is this product, so I can determine whether or not I need to assess any duties or taxes to that product and let it through. If you don't give them enough information, they can't make that decision. And if they can't make that decision, a lot of times they don't let the product through. So you ship something to another country and it gets stuck in customs, they're acting logically. The reason it typically gets stuck in customs is they don't have enough information in order to make that determination and that decision. So that's where we get into the next things. Number 2, commercial invoice is the key. That's how you communicate the information to customs. A commercial invoice says who is the buyer in the country where it's being imported, who is the seller from the other country, and what is the product and how much was it sold for. And that's what's used by customs to determine. So if you don't have a commercial invoice, particularly post office shipments, you don't have to have one. You typically have to have a C-22 form that says what are the goods, but you have to give customs some sort of information that tells them what's in the box. If they don't know, they might open the box, but even then, most of the time, they just hold on to it and they don't do anything with it. And so it never gets through because they don't know. So you have to have a commercial invoice. Number 3 thing, and I know anybody that's selling international and you sell it to somebody, they tell you, put on the customs declaration that it's a gift. It's not a gift. You're selling a product. It's not a gift. So if I'm a customs agent in the destination country and you tell me this is a gift and I open the box and I see that it's a brand new item that still has the tags on it, guess what? That's not a gift. I'm going to now try to assess that. But if I don't have a commercial invoice that tells me how much that's worth, I'm not going to be able to determine what taxes to charge on that. And so therefore I may not even let it through, or I say it's a different thing than it really is, and you might get charged more taxes than you would have otherwise. Don't fall into that trap. If your customers in other countries are telling you to put a gift, just tell them I'm not going to do that and I'm going to sell it the way it is. And you, Mr. Customer on the destination end, you are the importer of record. You're responsible for duties and taxes. Don't get stuck playing that game. It's not worth that international sale if it ends up turning into things getting stuck in customs or you having to pay the duties and taxes for that in that country. The person who is importing that is responsible to know what duties and taxes get assessed on their product. Number 4, harmonized codes, or HTS codes, they're called in some places. You have to keep in mind that a customs official might speak English, but they may not speak it very well, or there might be differences in understanding. Harmonized code is a numbering system that's used all around the world to determine what exactly a product is and what it's made of. You write something in English and you say, I'm sending to this country grapes. They have to then translate that and then determine what that is. Well, a harmonized code gives a number, and the number will tell them this is purple grapes that are harvested in California. The harmonized code tells them exactly and specifically what it is so that they can assess the proper duty and tax to it. So use the harmonized code. There's all kinds of places online where you can look up what is the HTS code, find what your harmonized code is, and make sure that that gets included on all of your commercial invoices, that you don't just have the word describing what the product is, but you have that code as well. That will help to ensure that things flow through customs without any problems and that the proper duty or tax gets assessed. And the 5th thing to make yourself an an international shipping wizard is to know what the Incoterms are. Now, this sounds like a really weird word, but the Incoterms essentially are saying who is responsible for this product and at what point does the buyer take responsibility for the product. So you might have heard some people say the terms of sale are FOB or Ex-Works or delivered duty unpaid. Whatever that is, you need to determine when you're selling this product what that is, because that will dictate who's responsible for what. So let's say you export something to your customer in the UK and you're exporting something to them. At what point did they take ownership? Let's say that product gets lost or damaged. Whose responsibility is it to go back to the carrier and request a refund? Is that yours as the shipper or is that theirs as the buyer? Well, the Incoterms dictate that. So you want to just address that on the front end. At what point are they going to take ownership? And at what point am I letting go of ownership as the seller so that they know that if something happens, that it's their responsibility? So there you have it. There are my 5 things that you need to know to be an international shipping wizard. International doesn't have to be scary. There is customs that's involved in that, but they're acting logically. And as long as you know what they're looking for, customs typically isn't too bad of a problem. If you're a busy business owner and you'd love to talk more about international shipping and make sure that your company has the right strategy for international shipping, my contact information is in the bottom. Like and subscribe. I continue to provide these video messages regularly to give you tips and pointers on how to save money on shipping.